My wife got hooked on TikTok and told me she wasted her life with me, throwing boiling water at me when I confronted her. Despite my doubts about justice, it finally showed up. I'm 42, my wife is 41, and we've been married for 18 years. Married life was mostly good, until this that we shared the same lifestyle. We were active, loved hiking, traveled when we could, hit the gym together, and genuinely enjoyed those moments. Our daughter, now 19, left for college last year. Life adjusted a bit without her at home and we were managing fine. That is, until she came back from vacation and stayed for about 3 months. During that time, she and my wife got obsessed with TikTok. At first, I thought it was harmless. They laughed at videos, did little dance routines in the kitchen, and bonded. I even recorded some of their trendy videos for them. It felt light and fun. But when my daughter went back to college, the app stayed. Initially, my wife lingered in bed a bit longer, maybe mentioning a makeup trend or cleaning hack she saw. Nothing major. But over time, she stayed up later, glued to her screen. I'd wake up at 2 a.m. and the blue light was still glowing on her face. She started skipping gym sessions and weekend hikes, saying she was too tired or needed to edit videos. I brushed it off as a phase, maybe her adjusting to our daughter's absence. But the shift became undeniable. She got serious about making TikTok videos. I was supportive at first, helped her film, gave feedback, even suggested ideas based on things we'd done together. But I started feeling like she was building a new life I wasn't part of. She'd spend hours chasing the perfect angle for a 15-second clip. Her outfits changed, tighter, trendier, younger. She looked great, but her behavior shifted too. She adopted TikTok slang in real conversations, and everything revolved around how it would look on video. It was like she'd sunk so deep into this online persona that she left reality behind. That I brought it up gently a few times, asking if she wanted to plan a hike or hit the gym like we used to. Each time she'd say she was too busy, too tired, or had content to edit. She stopped making time for anything outside her content world. She quit cooking, grocery shopping became my job, and if I didn't handle dinner, it was Uber Eats again. Intimacy vanished, no sex, barely any hugs. When I tried talking about it, she accused me of not supporting her, saying I didn't understand her empowering journey. That I tried to be patient, but the more I let it slide, the further she pushed. She missed our anniversary dinner because she lost track of time filming a skincare story video. A few weeks ago I'd had enough. We had a minor argument. I just asked why she canceled another hike we'd planned. She exploded, saying she felt she'd wasted her life with a man who didn't understand her, that she was finally doing something meaningful, and I was dragging her back to a boring life. That I was stunned. Admittedly, I wasn't kind in my response. I said, sarcastically, that if TikTok was her purpose, maybe she could ask the app how to be a real partner again. I wasn't yelling or cruel, but she was boiling water for pasta during this. I didn't think anything of it until she turned and threw it at me. It wasn't an accident. She didn't spill or drop it. She threw it. The water hit my left arm and part of my chest. I screamed. It felt like my skin was being ripped off. I stumbled to the sink to cool it, but the damage was done. I ended up in the ER with second-degree burns. The doctors asked what happened and I told the truth. They documented it, said it was serious and had to report it. She didn't visit or ask if I was okay. She sent 2 texts. One claiming it was an accident, the other saying I provoked her and made her feel unsafe. That was it. Meanwhile, I was in a hospital bed, my arm blistered and bandaged, wondering what happened to my marriage. I came home a day later and she was in the living room filming a new video. No apology, no mention of what she'd done. I overheard her calling me controlling in her video, talking about how I tried to crush her dreams. Not a word about the burns. That I'm sleeping in the guest room now. I can't look at her without seeing that pot. I don't feel safe in my own home. It's like I lost my wife to an app and I don't know if she's coming back. I'm not looking for sympathy, just need an outside perspective. Update 1. The house is a mess. Dishes piled in the sink, laundry overflowing, takeout containers stacked on the coffee table. She's turned our living room into a filming studio, and the rest of the house clearly doesn't matter to her anymore. I always knew she could get obsessive with new hobbies, but this is beyond anything I've seen. I tried talking calmly, not even angry, just exhausted. She cut me off, saying I was emotionally manipulating her and using her growth against her. She claimed her online support system helped her realize how oppressed she'd been in our marriage. Our daughter called that night. She's back at college and had no idea how bad things were. I didn't want to burden her but mentioned the hospital and the boiling water. She didn't even know we'd fought. She cried, apologizing for getting her mom into TikTok, thinking it was just harmless fun to bond over. I told her it wasn't her fault, but I could tell she blamed herself. Close friends have asked how we're doing. Some noticed something was off last time they saw her but didn't say anything. My brother didn't hold back. He called it assault and urged me to push the police to act, but they haven't done anything. This isn't her first time diving into a new identity. Years ago, she wanted to be a travel blogger, bought gear, revamped her Instagram, and spent weeks on it. When it didn't go viral, she dropped it like it never happened. But this is different, darker, crueler. She's not just chasing something, she's pushing everyone away. I'm still in the guest room, haunted by the image of her holding that pot, her blank stare before she threw it. That's what gets me. No remorse, just disconnection, like I'm not even real to her anymore, just some TikTok villain. I've started documenting everything. Dates, times, screenshots of her posts. I have to protect myself. I don't know what she'll say next or how far she'll take this. Her online followers think she's a brave woman escaping a controlling man. If they knew the truth, I'm not sure they'd care. I've booked a therapist for next week. Not couples therapy, just for me. I'm also consulting a divorce lawyer. I haven't told her yet, and I'm not sure if I will, but I'll probably pack a bag and stay with my brother for a while. I didn't ask for this, but I won't let it break me. I always tried to be fair and support her phases, but this crossed every line. Update 2. I moved out a week after starting therapy. I packed some things, texted my brother, and left. I left a brief note saying I needed space and would be staying elsewhere. Better the note gets hot water than me. She didn't respond at first, just silence for a day and a half. Then came the TikTok, a tearful monologue portraying herself as a wife who found her voice, only to be abandoned by a man who couldn't handle her growth. Sad piano music played and she wore one of our matching hiking jackets. I watched it once. That was enough. The comments were worse. People called me abusive, jealous. Some found my personal social media and sent threats. My phone buzzed for 2 days straight. I didn't respond. That I focused on documenting everything as my therapist and lawyer friend advised. Screenshots, backups, videos. I didn't even know she'd gone to my brother's house until he texted me. She was on his lawn, filming with her phone, trying to get in through the side door, claiming she was making a raw vlog about her abusive ex. He told her to leave. The next day, she posted what she filmed, framing my brother as an enabler of abusers. That week, I filed for a temporary protective order without hesitation. Our daughter, who'd been mostly silent, reached out again. She apologized repeatedly, feeling she triggered this by introducing her mom to TikTok. I told her it wasn't her fault, she couldn't have known. She's 19, all she did was show her mom an app. The rest was her mother's choice. Then my wife posted another video, this time about our daughter, accusing her of internalized misogyny and undermining women's self-actualization. She claimed I'd brainwashed our daughter against her, framing it as escaping generational trauma. That's when our daughter snapped. She posted her own TikTok with screenshots, old messages, and a clip I'd sent her privately explaining my hospital visit. The comments on my wife's page shifted. People started asking real questions. Some big accounts that had supported her deleted their comments or confronted her publicly. She began deleting comments, blocking users, and reposting old content on a secondary account. I get that people change, midlife shifts, questioning identity, all that. But I won't forgive the violence, the lies, or turning our family into props for internet fame. I tried reaching her before this, asking her to unplug for just a weekend. So, at this point, I'm done trying to understand someone who doesn't want to be reached. I'm staying with my brother, meeting with lawyers for the divorce. The police investigation has been evasive, so I'm leaving it to my lawyer. I'll update when there's more. Update 3. Things have stabilized since the restraining order was issued, giving me some room to think. The court hearing was as tense as expected. She told the judge it was an accident, just spilled water, and that I used it to ruin her online career out of jealousy or control. As if I asked to be burned for suggesting a weekend with my wife instead of chasing fame. The judge took a break, checked her account, which had 100 followers, and didn't buy her fame story. Hospital records, photos, and notes from my medical team were enough to grant the protective order. My brother testified about her showing up at his house to film a confrontation. It felt like watching a crime drama about someone else's life. Her main account was temporarily suspended after our daughter shared the restraining order, prompting mass reports. Some people tagged me, apologizing for believing her. I didn't respond. She started a new account 2 days later, claiming she was being silenced for speaking her truth. She's now using a soft, slow voice, dropping clinical terms like a licensed therapist, with captions about healing her inner child from years of gaslighting. Her sister called, saying their family has watched this collapse from the sidelines and doesn't know how to reach her. Apparently, this isn't her first extreme phase, just the worst. I didn't know what to say except, thanks. Our daughter took it the hardest. She came home for spring break and broke down in the kitchen, still feeling she started this by showing her mom TikTok. I told her it wasn't her fault. She didn't ask her mom to throw away her life for a ring light. But I get why she feels that way. She remembers the mom who cooked Sunday dinners and planned weekend getaways. The woman filming fake sad stories in her car is a stranger. My divorce lawyer is working hard. We're in the formal separation process. I'm expecting some response from her, legal or just more noise. She's been quiet on paperwork but loud online, posting regularly with new creator friends egging her on. I checked once out of curiosity, don't need to see more. I'm meeting my lawyer this week to finalize the next steps, sorting out the house lease and bills. It's a mess, but it's progress. I'll update when the divorce is official. Update 4. The divorce is finalized. I signed the papers last week and it feels good to close this chapter. It didn't turn into a big courtroom drama like I half expected. She didn't show up, didn't contest anything, didn't delay or demand. Her lawyer sent the signed papers by email, and that was it. The end of what feels like a different life. I'm not pretending I'm fine or unscathed. The burns healed months ago and my skin's mostly okay, though you can tell something happened. Maybe I'll get a tattoo over it. An old mutual friend reached out, saying she's living with a guy who also makes content, doing some joint couples thing. Apparently she's on OnlyFans too. I didn't look, don't care. I don't need visuals to get the point. I just hope she doesn't throw boiling water at him, especially if he's not wearing much. That'd hurt. Our daughter hasn't spoken to her since the restraining order mess. She went back to college a month after her last visit and threw herself into classes, but I know it hit her hard. She doesn't say it, but there's guilt. She still feels she started this by showing her mom TikTok. I've told her 100 times it's not her fault. This didn't happen overnight. It was her mom's obsessive behavior. TikTok was just the outlet she was already looking for. I'm proud of my daughter. She stayed grounded, stood up to online threats, and didn't let her mom guilt trip her for choosing a side. It was tough watching her cut ties with her own mother, but I think she knew the mom she grew up with was gone. She recently told me she deleted TikTok. It makes her sick. I moved back into our old house after everything settled. She'd abandoned it months ago, so I cleaned it up slowly. I packed her ring lights and leftover gear, left it in a storage unit under her name, and sent a message saying it'd be there for 30 days. No response. I don't know if she picked it up or left it behind. I've started hiking again. Not big trips, just the old trails we used to walk together when things were simpler. I didn't want her to take that from me. At first, it hurt going alone, but I got used to the quiet. Now, I kind of like it. No one's talking about angles or lighting, just nature and peace. I forgot how much I missed that stillness. Some people ask if I'm dating again. I tried once, met someone for coffee. We talked for an hour, but halfway through I realized I wasn't ready. Not because I want my wife back, that door's closed. It's more that I don't know how to trust someone new yet. I gave everything to someone who chose internet strangers over her family. That messes with you. You question your own judgment. That I don't spend much time on Reddit anymore, but I owed an update to those who followed this. When it started, I felt like I was losing my mind. People in my daily life didn't get it. They'd say, everyone's on TikTok now, or she's just expressing herself, like I was overreacting. But it wasn't about the app. It was about losing someone you love to something you can't compete with, watching them become a stranger, lie, twist stories, even hurt you, then play the victim for likes. That's a betrayal I wouldn't wish on anyone. Do I hate her? No, I don't think I ever will. Hate takes too much energy and I'm done giving her mine. But I won't sugarcoat it, she hurt me deeply, scared me. That moment with the boiling water changed everything. When someone you love looks at you with no emotion and does that, you don't forget. I can't brush it off as a bad day or a mental health episode. She made a choice, and when you make choices like that, you don't get to stay in someone's life. I've moved on as best I can. The house is mine again, my daughter's safe, my body's healing. The police case was closed as a domestic accident, which anyone who saw my burns would know is absurd. If it was an accident, the pot would have hit my feet, not my arm and chest. My lawyer's working on a civil suit, not for punishment but to recover medical costs, damages and legal fees, about $25,000. I'm not optimistic after the police's response, but I'd settle for a fraction. A defamation suit was dismissed for lack of provable harm, but the assault claim stands. We'll see. Update 5. Good news, the civil suit was won. The judge awarded $25,000, plus another $25,000 in legal fees. It felt like justice from a system that had mostly let me down beyond the restraining order. But the victory was short-lived. She claimed she couldn't pay, citing the divorce and lack of funds for the nearly $65,000 owed. I was down for a bit, feeling like I'd won only to lose again. But my lawyer wasn't fazed and hired a specialist to estimate her OnlyFans earnings. Somehow they proved she'd made over $100,000 since starting the account and argued she should use it to pay. The judge agreed, but it raised red flags. She hadn't declared the account or paid taxes on it, thinking an alias and no-face shots would hide it. My lawyer submitted evidence, body images and birthmarks matching her. The $10 video cost and expert fees were added to her tab. Now we're waiting for payment and the IRS is after her, but this update ends on a positive note, which is a big change. Update 6. I've received $50,000 and my lawyer got $18,010 for his services and investigation costs. It's a complete victory, no appeals, nothing she can do. We also learned she owes the IRS over $30,000 in back taxes, which ballooned to $55,000 with penalties for evasion. That's not her only problem. Her new partner, who helped with her content, demanded a cut of her earnings, leading to an argument where she stabbed him in the hand. She got 4 years probation. I can't believe the justice system let someone this violent off so lightly, but at least the financial hit feels like justice. Her OnlyFans account was shut down for serious violations. Maybe the tax evasion or something else. I don't know and I don't care.